Well, I definitely want to go into living in Ireland, but I do want to put a wedge in one thing that you brought up again about corporate America, and
Yes.
I need to sort of pick your brain, especially I recently uh, left my job, and it was sort of the same thing. I had written for different companies, and it's it's just a very different experience. It's like you go through college and you hope that you can be this whiz creative, and you just like come up with these like fancy lines and like just elegant copy, and that it's just gonna work out. Like you're gonna have this creative job, but then the 9 to 5 kicks in, and you sort of see what it's actually like, and you just feel like you're just churning out stuff just
Right.
constantly. And you know, I started off writing property descriptions for real estate, and it was cool. I enjoyed it, but after like 6 months, you're writing the same thing, and then you're constantly being asked to innovate every single time, and it's just like, how many ways can I tell you about the pool in the door? Like especially if you're not going to give me the allowance to tell a story or anything like that, and
Right.
I'm just making this. So okay, obviously I'm ranting about my
Oh yeah.
writing. I need to figure out and pick your brain how you experience copywriting, and what, like, did you have sort of honeymoon period at the beginning, and what caused the falling out?
So yeah, I agree with you. You think you're going to be Don Draper, and that's just not how it works out.
Yeah.
Um, so my first job in copywriting was actually at Macy's.com, and quite frankly,
Hmm.
it was the longest. I think I was there for like 3 or 4 years or something, and I had a
Hmm.
blast. Like it really was a good first move into copywriting because Macy's is like a female-run company. Federated
Hmm.
is like a very sort of female-centered company, and you feel it. It doesn't, and I didn't know it then, like because my following jobs would not be
Hmm.
like as fun as that. But it makes a difference in corporate culture when you have female bosses and the company is headed by a woman. And yeah, it was the one job I had that allowed me to sort of also build things outside of work because I wasn't so stressed
Yeah.
about work,
Hmm.
which is
Hmm.
so important. And then that it gave me that balance. And when I left, the next jobs were just the thing about corporate America that kills my spirit is the politics. I'm not a good chess player. It's like
No,
you
me
said. I mean,
neither. Mm-mm.
at a certain point, you are writing the same three words, and it's like it's the politics of how you negotiate presenting it,
Hmm. Hmm.
and like
Yeah. Yeah.
who your boss is, and what their agenda is, and it is all so subjective.
Yeah. Oh,
And
100%.
it's all politics, and I'm just not built for that. So
Yeah. Oh, and sometimes I would just wonder, like, can we just do the work and just, like, I can just write and be in a pod. You never have to see me. I don't have to exist. Let me just create my work and then let it be it. But I mean, you would think that for something as so simple as building websites or creating content, that there wouldn't
right.
be any of these politics, and that would be something reserved for either fraternities or, like, sales people or whatever. But
Yeah.
yeah, it's a
No, it's interesting that you say that because I often compare corporate America to sorority rush. You know what I mean? It really just is like who
Mhm.
likes you and who thinks you're attractive enough to like
Oh,
run a meeting, and yeah,
and it's sad because I think for a lot of for writers who think that they are escaping all that crap once they graduate from college, and then they get into work, and they're like, oh my god, it's the same. It's just now these assholes have money, and it's
yeah.
just
No, I find that like it's I mean you and I both know that in copywriting you could finish your work in a day. You
yeah.
know
Oh,
what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah,
you don't
yeah, yeah.
even need the other, but it's like it's the meetings about meetings to justify people's paycheck.
Mm-hmm.
That's all it
Mm-hmm.
is. And it's just, and I'm not a small talker, like it just, for me, I'm like that, this is exquisite pain to have to sit here and pretend like this meeting is justified. When
Oh my
really,
god.
you know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
no.
Like, and sometimes I'd be sitting in these 1 hour, 3 hour strategy sessions, and I'm just like, but at the end of the day, I know what I'm gonna be saying to sell you this car. Like, it has 4 wheels and it drives. Like, what else? Or all right,
I started to make a game of it, actually. I was because it's not dissimilar to poetry where it's like, just a couple of words to get a big message across.
correct,
And
correct.
so to stay sane, I just like started to think of it as a poem.
Yeah,
You know what
yeah,
I mean?
yeah.
Or like a creative exercise. Because at the end of the day, like you're not even really reading my work. You know what
Yeah.
I
Oh,
mean? But it's like,
oh yeah, and that's the thing is that like sometimes you get into these phases where you're like, okay, I feel so disillusioned and so unmotivated, and then you're like, okay, I'm gonna pep myself up and I'm gonna like make this a challenge. Or I'm gonna do something to spice it up, and then that dies out, and you're just like, well, it is what it
yep,
is. But thankfully, thank you for sharing in me that little rant session.
absolutely.
Moving on.